Free agency frenzy, about an hour and a half into the negotiation window. We have some breaking news for you. Ian Rappaport is here. The Eagles beat the 49ers in the NFC Championship game. The 49ers, and seemingly just beat the Eagles for a key piece in free agency.
The Eagles knew that Javon Hargrave was gone. It was really just a matter of where was he going to go. Several interested teams, no doubt. The hottest defensive tackle on the market. Sources say he is going to the San Francisco 49ers for 4 years, $84 million. He gets $40 million fully guaranteed at signing for the 30-year-old defensive tackle who was really at the top of the market here, was a big-ticket free agent several years back, absolutely lived up to the billing for the Eagles, helped them get to the Super Bowl, one of their key defensive players, and now fills a big need for the San Francisco 49ers. I know a lot of people didn't think the Niners were going to spend big in free agency. Well, they are spending big.
Yeah, they are spending big, and the defensive tackle market is blowing up. David Onyemata gets 12, and now Javon Hargrave gets north of 20. Tom Pelissero, Mike Garafolo also on the screen working their cell phones and seeing perhaps Javon Hargrave, a 30-year-old free agent, getting north of $20 million a year. Well done, sir. Yes, sir, is the tweet. George Kittle with the thumbs up. Was that a hang loose? I can't see. Yep, and the fire emoji here. Javon Hargrave. Well, let's see. Number one defense in football adds Javon Hargrave, who despite his age, guys, 30 years old, breaks the bank.
Well, first of all, there's so many layers to this. This is a budding rivalry here. These teams, they might respect each other. They do not like each other at all with San Francisco and Philadelphia. And I think for Javon Hargrave, he got a chance to play in an attacking front in Philadelphia after in Pittsburgh playing in a read front. So the fact that he goes to Chris Kasurk as a defensive line coach there, it's the same exact usage and the same coaching tree that he just came from in Philly, where he gets to attack, he gets to rush, he gets to get sacks. So that to me is an unbelievable addition to an already dominant defense there in San Francisco. And the only person happier than Chris Kasurk, the D-line coach for the 49ers, is Quinnen Williams, watching all this with the Jets and seeing what these premier D tackles are getting paid.
Well, DJ, you were talking about the draft and the talent in the free agency and the D tackle market. Clearly, with Onyemata and Hargrave were probably two of the top free agents there. Joining this team, Steve Wilks coordinated with Kasurk. The one thing the Niners love to do is move their defensive linemen all over the place. We saw in Philadelphia that Hargrave could go from nose to three to fluctuate to set up a lot of other guys. What they're going to be able to do with that talent that they have up front is absolutely huge. And lastly, shout out South Carolina State, another HBCU product, doing his thing. So well done, Hargrave. Another shout out. You were on him from the time he came into the league. You were talking about how good of a player he was with the Steelers.
I just remember seeing him for the first time at the Senior Bowl, and I was like, this guy, his lower body was enormous, and he just walked everybody back to the quarterback in the one-on-ones. That was kind of his coming out party there. But I know he was frustrated, Cynthia, that he didn't get the all-pro recognition that he thought he deserved. It turns out maybe the money's better, you know.
I think the bag's
Let
probably
that tell you
better.
who the good players are.
We did this this analysis of optimal performance for pay, and actually Hargrave the past 2 seasons, he exceeded the performance metric of that. So he was technically underpaid. So now you're adding him to a team that's already going to be great and uses him in a really constructive way. So perhaps now he's actually just paid. We're just trying to figure out who's over or underpaid. I think it sounds like a lot of money, but this could mean he's actually just paid. He's defining the line now.
And if you take Lamar Jackson out of the equation here, all right, he is a franchise-tagged player. It would take a lot for him to move. Javon Hargrave is really at the top of the list here of available free agents.
Oh, yeah.
Might not be a household name, but Javon Hargrave, at last check, Greg Rosenthal does the list on NFL.com, was the number 3 free agent. Again, a guy entering his 8th season. He was a third-round pick out of South Carolina State. Back then with the Steelers, he breaks the bank on a defensive tackle market that has seen the numbers go up. It's not just Aaron Donald anymore. Look at the Duron